Let's get started. I'll suggest that you start seated today. And eyes can be open or closed. That's up to you. So we're going to start with 15 breaths. So the typical pace of my breath, so maybe we can create some cadence together in this, is an inhale and an exhale. So an inhale and an exhale. Just getting into that breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Got it? Just like that. To breathe in and out. That's 5. Do that 2 more times. Breathe in and out and in and out. Keep that going. Breathe in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. 2 more. Breathe in and out. And 1 more. In and out. And then pause. Simply pausing here to notice. So the practice becomes a very simple practice this evening. Simply the practice of being in each pose, in each place for 15 breaths. So maybe as you hear that, there's even this sense of like, I don't know, like, or, oh, that's exciting, one or the other. But just consider the possibility of being in a place for 15 breaths and all of the waves and the ebb and flow that might show up in that place. From a seated position, stretch the arms up, take a full breath in, and release the shoulders down. Take a long breath out. Yeah, right here, lengthen the spine and just pause and breathe. That's just 2 breaths, right? 13 more. Create space. Be in the discomfort if it shows up. Here's 5. Just right here, 6. Deepen the breath. 7. Stay with it. Eyes can be closed. Breathe in and out. That's 8. Just notice the sensations. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Just 5 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. 4 more. Breath in. Breath out. Breathe in. Breath out. Good. Take a full breath in. Stretch up through the tips of the fingers. And as you exhale, left hand on the right knee and come into a gentle twist. Glide the left sit bone back. And just pause here. And so it might not throughout the practice be exactly 15 breaths, but stay. We'll be in these places long enough to have the experience of maybe wanting to get out. You're still in the twist. Or maybe staying in the experience long enough to want to stay in, right? You'll have this ebb and flow. Take a breath and reach the arms up. Take the outside of the right arm or right hand against the left knee and twist. And so as we come into, stay in this twist, as we come into the practice today, it's really the practice of the experience of learning to stay. It's a teaching, you're still in this twist. It's a teaching of Pema Chodron. This learning to stay, learning to be with all that shows up without having to like wash it off immediately. Come back to center, take a full breath in. And as you exhale, reach the hands forward and shift the body into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog is a place where you are. Spread your fingers, energy in your hands, splay your toes. And I won't count 15 breaths every time. But it's the idea of staying. You're still in down dog, of staying in a place and noticing and breathing into that place, right? Building here the capacity of learning to stay. So I'm going to ask you to add very little movement in these poses. So if you can, be in the stillness of down dog, right? This idea of being in the places that we're in without having to change that. You're in down dog. So feel the way the body is in this pose, in downward facing dog, right here. Take a deep belly breath in. And as you exhale, come forward into plank or modified with knees down. And now this is where you are. In many ways, in plank, right? Or in modified plank, it is this opportunity when we get in the pose and then stay in the pose, it becomes an opportunity to simply be. So notice your breath and notice the sensations of breath. And notice the sensations in the body. And maybe become very aware, you're still in plank or in modified plank, maybe become very aware of that tinge of wanting something other than what is. To get out, to stay in, to wish you were stronger or more this or less that, and just stay. Another 5 breaths right here. Spread your fingers, like open up to where you are, broaden across the chest. It's this opportunity to be here. Take a breath in. As you exhale, lower all of the way down to the mat. Get your fingertips off onto the floor. Yeah. And then come up into this striking cobra. And if your eyes are looking at me, lower your chin down. Soften the throat. Stay right here. Lighten up your fingertips. Call on the muscles of the back side of your body. Press actively down through the tops of your feet. And as you breathe in and breathe out in this striking cobra, it becomes an opportunity to get to know yourself in each place. And in many ways, an opportunity to get to know exactly what you're like. Stay here. When you want things maybe to be other than they are. To breathe in and breathe out. Take another deep belly breath in. Stay here. And another full breath out. Engage the core. Draw the shoulder blades together. Soften the back of the neck. Take another full breath in. And as you exhale, slide the hands in underneath the shoulders. Shift back through knees or through plank to downward facing dog, and then pause. We'll move a little bit faster in a few moments to heat and warm up, but a majority of this class becomes the experience of learning to stay. Take a deep belly breath in. And as you exhale, step, walk, or jump the feet to your hands. On an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, empty out and fold. You're at the top of your mat. On an inhale, press down, reach the arms all of the way up. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Halfway lift on a breath. Listen up, please. As you exhale, step the left foot back to a low lunge. So your right foot is forward and your left foot is back. Slide your right sit bone back and stretch the arms up to come into crescent lunge. Now your back knee can come down. The arms are reaching up. 15 breaths. I'm going to count these. You take a breath in. You're in crescent lunge, right foot forward, take a breath out. A breath in and a breath out. Here's 3. Breathe in and breathe out. You're just learning to stay. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and out. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Notice sensations. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, full breath in. Stay here. Long breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Here's 10. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften the face. 5 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. 4 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. 3 more. Breath in. Breath out. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. Take a full breath in. And on your exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank or modified plank. Draw a full belly breath in. Lower all of the way to the mat. Slide the fingertips off the mat, lift up into striking cobra. Shift back through knees or through plank to downward facing dog. Take a deep belly breath in. And as you exhale, step, walk, or jump the feet to your hands. On an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, empty out and fold. Rise to standing, press down, reach all of the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Step the right foot back to a low lunge. Your left foot's forward, right foot's back. Slide the left sit bone back. You can absolutely drop the back knee down. Come all the way up to crescent lunge. 15 breaths, and I'm not going to count them. There's a cadence to it and a timing to it. And I know just about how long those breaths take. And so as you stay here, get in your feet and get into this body and notice the sensations. Give your attention to breath, but also use this opportunity to begin to become very aware of what you're like when you're in a place that you're maybe learning to stay in. Because that's what this practice becomes. So that it's something we can take with us off of the mat. You're good. Stay where you are. Just a few more breaths right here. Noticing breath in. Noticing breath out. Noticing sensations. Trust me, I'll give you the right timing. But stay open to this. Maybe unhinge the jaw. Soften the space in between the eyes. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to frame that front foot. Step back to plank or modified. Draw a deep belly breath in. Your choice, lower halfway or all of the way. Come through to cobra or upward facing dog, and then exhale, shift back through knees or through plank to downward facing dog. Pause and stay in downward facing dog. To notice, to be in the stillness, and then to become very aware of maybe where there could be more engagement, maybe where there can be more ease, more softness. Just stay and breathe. Many times, our greatest work becomes just this. Just learning to stay. Start to notice maybe the way the body fights this, gets tense, gets tight. There's nothing to change, nothing to fix, maybe just something to bring awareness to. From where you are in downward facing dog, take a very full breath in. And as you exhale, step, walk, or jump the feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Press down. Inhale, reach up. Grab the right wrist with the left hand and draw the torso over to the side. Come up to center. Take it to the opposite side. Breathe all the way up. And then swing the arms down, forward, and then up, and bend the knees and sit to chair. In chair. You got it. This is where we are. And notice as you come into the space of where you are, what you feel, what's present, what's fighting, what's easing. Give it breath. Give space to where you are. Give breath. Give ease. Give awareness. Give space. Still in chair. From chair, take a very full breath in. Stay where you are. Take a long breath out. Now, straighten the legs, and on an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, empty out and fold. Halfway lift on a breath, and take yourself through that vinyasa flow or step right back to downward facing dog. And breathe. From downward facing dog, when you get there, draw a very full breath in. And as you exhale, step, walk, or jump the feet to your hands. On an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, empty out and fold. Press down through your feet, rise up through your hands. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift on a breath. And with an exhale, step the left foot back, low lunge, rise back up to crescent lunge. This is the pose you're in. This is the place that you're in. Crescent lunge, front knee bent, back leg straight, arms lifted. And before you make that move to bring your hands down or lower your back knee, and that's not a bad move to make, but before you make that move, check in. Is it, so to speak, an itch that needs to be scratched? That's also a pemachodron. Don't scratch the itch. Stay with it. Get curious about it. Not so that it's harmful, not at all. And it's not to power through something. You're still in crescent lunge. I know. It's to learn from the experience of staying with something. You're here in crescent lunge. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. One more full breath in. And as you exhale, warrior two. In warrior two, your front knee is bent 90 degrees. Your back leg is straight. Press into the outside of your back foot. Stretch through your arms, eyes forward, right here. And in warrior two, this is where you are. Stay here. The learning to stay. In warrior two, the breathing in, the breathing out. The eyes that are looking forward. The feeling of the muscles, right? The front knee bent, the back leg straight, the staying here as you breathe in and breathe out. The noticing of the want to get out of this place. When it shows up, if it shows up, what else is there to be noticed here in warrior two? Notice breath in. Notice breath out. Notice sensations. Flip the right palm. Inhale, lift, stretch up and back, and please straighten the front leg. And then exhale into triangle. So both legs are straight. You're facing the left side of your room. Right hand to the quad or the shin, left arm up. And here you are. And here you'll be. As you breathe in and breathe out, get curious about this. And before you make movements or adjustments, consider the fact that this is a place that is offering an opportunity. Triangle pose, right foot forward, left foot back, left arm in the air. It's an opportunity to get to know not only your body, but to get to know the emotional and mental self. Triangle. To breathe here in this space. Take a deep belly breath in and a long breath out. Return to warrior two. Reflip the right palm. Inhale, lift, stretch up and back. Move yourself through that vinyasa flow or step directly back to downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, take a deep breath in when you get there and a long breath out. When you get to down dog, choose to stay in down dog or come into child's pose or on your knees with eyes closed. But make a choice and stay. And breathe in and breathe out, right where you are. And stay right here in this chosen place, giving your attention to breath. either in down dog or child's pose or on the knees with eyes closed. The learning to stay. Take a deep breath in. Return to downward facing dog as you exhale. From down dog, take a deep belly breath in. Exhale, step, walk, or jump the feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, empty out and fold. Rise to standing, press down, reach up. Exhale, keep it moving, fold forward. On a breath, halfway lift. And as you fold, step the right leg back, low lunge. Rise all the way up to crescent lunge. Left foot's forward, right foot's back, arms lifted, and breathe. This is where you are. Your left foot forward, your right foot back, your arms in the air. Get very curious, not only about the physicality, but also the mental, the way you engage in this, the reactions, the responses, the emotions that rise up. Still in crescent lunge with breath in and breath out. Right here. Breathe in. Breathe out. The simplicity, and within the simplicity, maybe the challenge. One more right here. And then warrior two. Left arm forward, right arm back, swiveling that back heel down, facing the right side of your room. Eyes forward. You've got your breath. And you've got the opportunity right here in warrior two to explore. To get to know. Right here. Warrior two. Extended arms, sensations, noticings, awareness. The learning to stay. Flip the left palm, inhale, stretch up and back and straighten the left leg. Exhale, triangle, two legs straight, left hand to your quad or your shin, right arm straight up. And you're here and you breathe. Right here. Noticing the sensations in the body. Each pose as an opportunity to get to know yourself just a bit more, breath by breath. Right here. Noticing all that there is. You're good. In triangle. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Just like that, another deep belly breath in. And as you exhale, return to warrior two. Reflip the left palm. Inhale, lift, stretch up and back. Move through vinyasa or head right back to downward facing dog. And you've got a choice when you land back in downward facing dog. Here's your choice: to stay in down dog, to go into plank, child's pose, or on your knees with eyes closed. Make the choice. Stay in down dog, go to plank, child's pose, or on your knees with eyes closed. This is where you are in the exploration of being somewhere and staying with it. When we are willing to stay even a moment with uncomfortable energy, we gradually learn not to fear it. Wherever you are, stay. Here's what this is about. It's not about pushing through and ignoring. It's not about getting stronger. It's not even about becoming resilient. It's certainly not about becoming numb. Stay where you are. It's about allowing our nervous system to get to know discomfort, to not be afraid of that which is uncomfortable. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, if you are on your knees, stay there with eyes closed. If you're not yet in child's pose, you can go to child's pose. So either in child's pose or on your knees with eyes closed. It's an opportunity, as Pema states here, to get to know uncomfortable energy. This has nothing to do with being in a place that's harmful to your well-being and figuring out how to grit through that. This is about, what do I get to know about myself as I learn to stay? Maybe one breath longer than normal. In this case, maybe several. And does this, this like overarching, like it's not so scary anymore to stay for another breath or two. It's just a tinge of wanting to get out. And I'm getting to know myself in that moment when I want to get out. All right, back to downward facing dog. Let's move just a little bit. From downward facing dog, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, step, walk, or jump the feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, empty out and fold. Rise to standing, press down. Inhale, reach all of the way up. Keep it moving. Exhale, fold forward. Take a breath, halfway lift. And on your exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank or modified. Take a deep belly breath in. Lower halfway or all of the way. Come through to cobra or upward facing dog. And as you exhale through knees or through plank to downward facing dog. From down dog, take a full breath in. And as you exhale, step, walk, or jump the feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Big exhale, empty out and fold. Press down, inhale, reach all of the way up. For just a moment, exhale, bend the knees and sit to chair. From chair, come all the way down onto your bottoms. Lay down onto your back, extend your legs straight up. Your arms can be down by your side or out to the sides just a little bit as you lay down. Take a breath in. Lower your right leg to a hover. Left leg is straight. Just stay here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Change legs. Left leg to a hover, right leg lifts. Breathe in. Feel your low back press into the mat. Breathe in for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Switch legs. Now I want you to just keep switching legs and take your hands back behind your head and lift your shoulder blades up off the mat and slowly just switch legs. 1 to a hover, 1 lifted. Shoulder blades are up. Breathe into this. Just keep moving. Maybe slower, so gravity, like, so that, like, not gravity, so that, like, this, what is the word? I can't find the word. Momentum doesn't take over. Slow it down enough. Shoulder blades are up, elbows are wide, just alternatingly switching legs. Just stay with this and breathe. Continue to do this. If you want a little bit more from this, instead of alternating legs, lower both at the same time and lift up. Hands are still back behind the head. Keep breathing in and breathing out. We're almost there. Full breaths in. Stay with it. Learn to stay with this uncomfortable energy if it rises up. Almost there. Full breath in wherever you are. Big sigh out. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock forward and back. If that works to bring you back to down dog, do that. Or roll to one side and step back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, when you get there, take a very full breath in and a very long breath out and come into plank or modified. You got it. 15 breaths right here in plank or in modified plank. You're just opening up here to the body in this space, in this moment where you take full belly breaths in and long breaths out, where you stay present to exactly what's showing up in this moment. Unhinge the jaw. Soften the skin of the shoulders, even though they're working. Hug the muscles of the legs into the bones of the legs. Take deep belly breaths in and long breaths out. You're in plank or in modified plank. And stay. Just a learning to be right here. One more full belly breath in. And as you exhale, lift back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, take a breath in. Exhale, step, walk, or jump the feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, empty out and fold. Rise to standing. Inhale, press down, reach all of the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Step your left leg back to a lunge. Rise all the way up to crescent lunge. Deep breath in. Exhale, swivel the back heel down, warrior two. Left heel lands, right arm forward, left arm back. Flip the right palm. Inhale, lift, stretch up and back. Straighten the right leg. Exhale into triangle. This time in triangle, you can certainly reach the left arm out over the ear. We are staying here. You can reach the right arm forward or stay in triangle. Two legs straight, left arm up, right arm down, and you breathe. And you feel the muscles in the body engaged. And you take yourself to a point of discomfort for the experience of it. You're just in triangle. That's it. Maybe a familiar pose, but not a familiar place that you stay in typically. We move in and out of poses with purpose. Tonight's purpose, to stay. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, head back to warrior two. Reflip the right palm, give it a beautiful stretch back, and move through vinyasa or step directly back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a very long breath out. Pause in downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, step, walk, or jump the feet to your hands. On an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, empty out and fold. Rise to standing, press down, reach up. Fold forward as you exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. And on your exhale, step the right leg back to low lunge. Reach the arms up. Take a deep belly breath in. As you exhale, head into warrior two. Swivel the back heel down, left arm forward, right arm back. Flip the left palm. Inhale, stretch up and back. And then breathe your body into triangle. And maybe in triangle, the right arm reaches out over the right ear. Maybe the left arm also reaches up. And you stay right here. Breath at a time. And it's not the same as the other side. It's different. Maybe you notice you get into the story. Maybe the story you're telling yourself is get into the experience, into the breath, into the body. Just in triangle. You got it. Take a full breath in. And a long breath out. One more. Stay here. Full breath in. Exhale into warrior two. Rebending that left knee. Flip the left palm. Inhale, lift, stretch up and back. And as you exhale, move yourself through vinyasa or step directly back to downward facing dog. Stay here. Right here. With a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, fill up with breath. Exhale, step, walk, or jump the feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, empty out and fold. Rise to standing, press down, reach up. Draw your hands to heart center. Pause. Start to lift the right leg back behind you. Hover the heart forward. And so now we come into warrior three. Right leg is lifted back behind you. Hearts forward. Maybe the arms extend. And this might get shaky and we'll stay. What an opportunity to stay. To be here, balanced, imbalanced, right leg lifted, left foot down, maybe the arms forward, maybe the hands at heart center. What an opportunity to get to know unsteady or to get to know steady. Whatever shows up, it's an opportunity. And breathe. You may notice things you've not noticed before because you've not been in this place for so long before. That resonates with me right now. Come to standing at the top of your mat. Pause. 2 feet on the ground. Take a very full breath in And a very long breath out. So to lift the left leg back behind you and draw the heart forward. And maybe the arms extend out and maybe they don't. Warrior 3 here. Yeah, so there becomes a world of opportunity in this learning to stay. As you balance here in Warrior 3, shakiness, steadiness, what shows up? Give breath to it. Right here. Just a few more breaths in and a few more breaths out. Come to standing at the top of your mat and pause. Hands can be at heart center. Eyes can be open or closed. Take a very full breath in and a very long breath out. Do that again. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Reach the arms up on the next inhale. Exhale, empty out and fold. Halfway lift on a breath. And as you exhale, move through that vinyasa flow or not. You can go right back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, draw a deep breath in. Give it a full breath out. Lift the right leg up behind you. Bend the knee, stack the hips. Give equal weight to your hands. And as the right knee bends, draw the left sit bone back. Maybe the right heel starts to make its way to kind of press into the left sit bone and keep dragging the left sit bone back. Energize the hands, broaden across the chest and breathe. Take a full breath in. That right knee still bent. Give it a long breath out. Straighten the right leg on an inhale and place the right foot in between your hands as you exhale. Lower the left knee down. We're going into half pigeon. Walk the right foot across the mat. Now, I do know that some of you like half pigeon laying down on your back, bending the left knee, taking the outside of the right ankle against that thigh. So either half pigeon, right foot's forward, left leg is back, or you're on your back in this same kind of shape. Either way, as you get into this pose, you got it. This is where we stay. Maybe a form of surrendering. As you slow the breath down and we explore this opportunity to stay. What shows up? Still in this half pigeon pose. Take a deep breath in where you are and a long breath out. And start to make your way back to downward facing dog in a way that works best for you. When you make it back to down dog, feel the energy of your hands, splay your toes, and on an inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, bend the knee in the air, stack the hips, and then stay. Drag the right sit bone back. As you bend the left knee, maybe the left heel kicks into the right sit bone. Stretch and breathe into this, like give it space and breath. Straightening the left leg, take a full belly breath in. And as you exhale, place the left foot in between the hands. Lower the right knee. Walk the left foot across the mat for half pigeon. You are more than welcome also to take it on your back. And then here we are in this place of staying. Right here. Coming into this space as an opportunity to experience, an opportunity to be still. An opportunity to learn to stay. Start to make your way back to downward facing dog in, again, a way that works best for your body. From downward facing dog, take a deep belly breath in. And as you exhale, step, walk, or jump the feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rise all the way to standing. Interlace your hands to your low back. Interlace the palms. Step the feet wide. Take a breath in and fold forward. You're at the top of your mat. The arms lift up. Just letting the shoulders rinse out and wash over these legs. And maybe you alternatingly bend one knee and then the other in this forward fold. Breathing in and breathing out, opening up across the heart. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, release the hands down. Bring the feet back to hip bone distance. Halfway lift on a breath. Exhale as you fold. Bend your knees and make a choice, either laying down flat for that Shavasana or coming to a seated position. Eyes closed. Either laying down or seated, still the body. Right here. There is nothing more to do. There is simply to sit or lay and breathe. This learning to stay right here. Rest assured, in several minutes, I will bring you out of this place. So either laying down or seated, simply notice that breath is happening. And then stay. Remembering that if the mind wanders, you simply drop back to the fact that breathing is happening. To notice breath in and notice breath out is all that we're doing. This practice of learning to stay. If the mind wanders off, you bring it back to the sound and feel of your breath. If you have chosen to stay laying down, over the next several breaths, start to make your way to seated. Maybe from seated, a hand goes to the heart and one to the belly, or maybe not, your choice. The purpose of the practice this evening was an exploration in learning to stay, to give ourselves the opportunity to linger just a bit longer in an uncomfortable, possibly place, to see what there is to get to know in this space of discomfort. It is in this space and from this space of learning to stay where we get to know ourselves just a bit more and all of the emotions that rise from that space. The words you speak become the house you live in. The light and the truth in me honors and sees that in each of you. Thank you so much for joining me this evening or whenever you take this practice. Together we say, Namaste.